Alright, hi, here's a quick video to understand how to sketch exponential functions in the simple form of fx equals k a to the x plus c. So x is our variable and it's in the exponent, that's why they call it exponential functions. A is the base, k is a constant multiplier, and c is a constant shift up or down. Okay, here's the things you've got to remember. That given this format, and I've used 2 for A here just to make it easier, that the y-intercept is going to be at 0k plus c, and the horizontal asymptote is at y equals c. Now this is actually easier to remember than you think, because when x equals 0, 2 to the 0 equals 1. So this part here will be 1, so your y value will just be k plus c. So if you forget this, just put in x equals 0. If you forget this, just think about it. What happens when 2 gets to be a big negative number? Well, if you've got a big negative number in the exponent, you're going to have a very, very small fraction. See, this is a tiny fraction. So if you get a tiny fraction times k, you're going to get a tiny number. So that's going to be almost 0. So that's going to be c. So the asymptote is going to get closer and closer to y equals c, but never touch that. Remember, y equals c is a horizontal line. So I'm going to go through about 7 or 8 examples right now. Log is 2 to the power x. The intercept is at 0, 1, because that's k plus c, so 1 plus 0. And the asymptote is at y equals c. There's no c, so c equals 0. There's our function. So asymptotes along here, along the x-axis. You got 0, 1, you got 1, 2, 2, 4, 3, 8, it'll be 4, 16, 5, 32, etc. like that. So it goes up really fast, it goes small really fast, but never ever gets 0. Okay, so that's the basic function. Let's change that up a bit. If we multiply that by 3, the y-intercept is now 3, but there's no plus c, so the asymptote is still a 0, and so it looks like that. Same idea, just stretched out. So instead of 0, 1, this is now 0, 3. Instead of 1, 2, this is 1, 6. Everything's just multiplied by 3, vertically stretched. Okay, negative 1. So again, I'm timesing, so it's going to be stretched, but it's going to be stretched in the opposite direction. Okay, so the y-intercept is going to be k plus c, so negative 1 plus 0, and the asymptote is going to be y equals c, c is 0, there you go. So it's going to go on the asymptote here and go down. And if you're not sure, just put in a number and check. Okay, 1, 2 to the 1 is 2, negative 1 times 2 is negative 2, 1, negative 2, fits. 2, negative 4, check it out, yep, fits. Okay. Now we've got 2 to the power x, which we had before, but now plus 3. So, the y-intercept is at 4, because that's k plus c. So 1 plus 3 is 4. And the asymptote is y equals 3. And it's going to go up this way. It's an increasing function. And you go right to left. Okay, hope you're getting the hang of it. Let's go a bit quicker with a few more examples. Minus 2. Okay, what's different to the last one? Nothing really. It's just moved down. There's negative 1, because that's 1 minus 2, k plus c. And then asymptote's at minus 2, c. And then there it goes. It's still an increasing function. Okay, so this time the y-intercept is at k plus c, that's 5. And the asymptote is at y equals c, which is y equals 2. And again, it's an increasing function, so you go left to right, you go up. You can put some numbers in if you want to check some other points. Okay, what's changed now? We just changed the plus to a minus. So instead of moving up, it's going to move down, but just use the same formula. K plus c is 3 minus 2 is 1, and y equals c is our asymptote, and then draw it in. Okay. Hope you're getting the hang of this. Keep going. This one's different. Okay. The intercept is k plus c, so that's 1 plus 0. And the asymptote is y equals c. But this time, because of the negative up here in the exponent, it's going to be a decreasing function. It's going to go down as you go that way. Okay, and if you're not sure, put in a number. Okay, put in 1. 2 to the negative 1 is a half. So it's going to go 1 1/2. That's what I got. 2 to the negative 1 is 1, so it'll be negative 1, 2. Works. Okay. If you multiply that by 3, the intercept's going to be 3, okay, k plus c, 3 plus 0. The asymptote's going to be y equals 0, because that's c, and you draw it in a decreasing function. Okay. Next one, minus 3, same deal, just move down, and same ideas, alright? 3 plus negative 3 is 0, negative 3, negative 3, there you go. Okay, I think this is the last one. So, we've got negative 3 plus 1 is negative 2. That's our y-intercept. Y equals 1 is our asymptote. Because you got a negative here, it's going to be decreasing, but wait, we got a negative here too. So it's going to be flipped over. So if we didn't have this negative, it would be up here going this way, decreasing. But since we got that negative, it's flipped over this way. Okay, and if you don't get it, pick a nice number. Alright, pick negative 1, and you'll get negative 5. Alright, hope this was a helpful little explanation, and all the best with the rest of your questions.